YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Hamlet, and we're bringing you another live edition on this channel. Let's get the formalities out the way. First of all, if you're new to this channel, don't forget, mash the like button, mash the subscribe button, mash it up, drop a comment down below, let us know what you think about this video, and as the description says, I gave up. What's next? All right. We got Charles Brandt in the building, first one in the house. What's up, buddy? Um, oh, I'm glad I almost left my charger here. Thank God. Um, Wanted to come up here and I don't know why. Damn, like it already dropped already. So, anyways, we're back. Sorry about the connection. I don't know what happened there. C. Gonzalez, hope all is well. We got John giving a wave. What's up, brother? And Tracy Taylor, how you doing? Trucking for show, what's the deal? And M. Freeze, that trucker, what's up, Hamlet? Well, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Um, you know, I've been thinking a lot and trying to figure out what's like the next path or the next thing that I got to do or the next thing that I wanted to do, after trucking, And I don't know, like for a lot of people, everybody has, different skill sets or, different parts of their lives where they trying to figure out, if they gave up trucking or if they gave up their trucking job, what are they going to wind up doing? And is it going to be a temporary thing? Because, nobody kind of likes to waste time, because life is of the essence. And you don't want it to just get into something, especially, and think you like it and then go into it and not like it. And, you just kind of waste your time. Of course, with that, um, of course, with that is, how do I say that? Wasting your time, of course, comes. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, Anyways, of course, comes with that, with losing time and kind of starting off at the bottom of the ladder, and truck and fish, oh, like you said, sacrifice, so you came up, you drove trucks for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, however long, and you started climbing up that career ladder where you're no longer so much of a steering wheel holder or anything like that, and you got your 6 months in, you got your 1 year and your 2 years, 3 years, and you're working for better companies, and you're making more money, and you got your time in, and then something happens along the way, situation like mine or so, whatever, and you realize that you want to kind of start all over and you want to give up the industry, or you not give up on the industry, but kind of change career sets, so you got to start all the way back at the bottom of the pole and do the things that nobody else is going to be doing, right? And giving that ultimate sacrifice, like Truck and Fish Show just said. And that was like one of the things that kind of like hit me, and I've considered doing like stuff like construction, because I'm really good at building housing, and I thought about it. C. Gonzalez, reinventing yourself, exactly. And just kind of thinking of what other things I've done in my life that I liked, that I can deal with doing. And the top ones were, being a mechanic and work construction. I even thought about doing, working on the highway, doing like asphalt. I had asked my buddy about that, and he was telling me about, how you gotta start from being the guy that like, be jackhammering the highway the whole day and picking up bits and doing like the heavy stuff, the stuff that nobody wants to do, and work your way up until like you're the guy that's painting the lines and just sitting back and painting the lines on the highway, all a part of growing and climbing up that, they say the corporate ladder, but climbing the ladder, for the blue collar folks, all right? And giving that sacrifice, and is that sacrifice going to be worth it to you, because you put in some time doing one of these jobs or careers, and then you do it for a year or 2 years, and you're like, I don't like it, and then you got to start all over again, um, Jordan K. I'm going to barber school after 4.5 years of trucking. That sounds a pretty good, cool gig, especially if you kind of own your own barbershop or something like that. I don't know about, the whole how much money you can make in that, but it sounds interesting for sure. Like a lot less stress. Um, your trucks would have been perfect for a local situation, ports or something. Truck for show. My health went down. Hey, everybody's health goes down. Was it you weren't making money? What happened, Aaron Brutus? No, you got to watch the other video. Personal issues. And I have a year with my authority. Keep going, brother. I'm going through the same thing with my other old half. A solid bowl trucker, testament to you. Um, Everybody's gonna tell you it is definitely easier to just to try to work it out, money wise and everything wise. All right, especially if you got kids involved. Trucker, Mr. Coach. Oh, what's up, brother? I almost missed your comment there. Um, we got Jordan K, 5K a month for having your own barbershop. That's pretty interesting. A lot of these jobs, you start to think how much money you want to make per week, and you got to try to find, okay, what can I do that's gonna make me X amount per week? You gotta. Um, okay. Let's see. Why don't you just actually tell the truth? Okay. You know what? You want to bring it up like that? I'm not gonna do it in this video. I'll do it in another video just for you. All right. Dope Law. How are you coping with your stress? Um, a lot of the stress kind of went off because this kind of situation's been since August, and I've been dealing with a lot of that shit, while I was on the road, and that shit sucked. And I'm kind of still kind of dealing with it in a way, because it just kind of the shit comes up and comes, it comes in waves. You know what I mean? One moment you're kind of feeling all right, and then next moment you're feeling like shit um, with the stress and everything. But it has been a lot less stressful. Um, with it has been a lot less stressful since like the trucks haven't been on the road or whatever. Um, have you been reading scripture? No, I haven't been reading scripture. What scripture do you recommend reading, Dope Law? Jordan K, you should take time off, bro. Go vacation. I want to, brother, but I got kids to feed, right? And right now the situation is, my wife, well, ex-wife, was working for me, so she was, supporting the kids like that, and now that the business is not here, neither of us is making money, and we're kind of just operating off of, what do you call it, residuals, and not like to be a sad story or anything, but I know I have to get back to work to provide for the kids and all that good stuff. So vacation is due, but I think with time that'll come. So did you get rid of the trucks already? No, I did not get rid of the trucks just yet. I have a couple buyers that are looking to get into it. A couple guys, this one guy wanted to buy both trucks, but I'm not liking. I think one of the things of like me trying to sell my trucks right now is at a bad time, and that could be for a whole separate video, because we can talk about reasons why people don't want to buy trucks and when and when is the best time to buy trucks. All right. It doesn't seem like a divorce with us. Doesn't seem like a divorce with us. Financially smart move. Aaron Brutus. No one understands you more than yourself. Be strong, Marcus DeRosa. Um, let's see. Dope Law, Jeremiah 29:11. I'm gonna check into that. We got 45 people in here. Go ahead and mash that like button or mash the dislike button. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think of this video. But without further ado, pretty much what I've been thinking about is I like wrenching. I noticed that. I noticed that in my last little bit of trucking with the fleet and like operating the fleet and owning the fleet and working on my trucks on the weekend. I have a passion for that. And what I've noticed is on Mobile Mechanic, I've been paying these bills, you know. I've been paying for mobile mechanic bills, roadside assistance, towing bills, you know. And some of these bills can be outrageous, you know. There's maybe one or two that I got lucky that really didn't $100, $200 or anything, but typically you're gonna be above the $500, $600 range, you know, on each, you know, on one truck at one moment, you know. And I thought, you know, hey, if I can apply myself, you know, doing something like that, I could possibly make some money, you know. And I started going over the figures on typically how much, you know, what these guys are charging to, you know, doing out of call, you know, or mileage, you know, charging you mileage, or you know, if it's after hours, they charge you more because you know it's the middle of the night, or whatever have you, you know, all these little different fees that you can come up with or that they charge. And it seems like they're winning, you know, because in trucking, you know, it seems like a lot of times like the trucker can't win, right? It seems like the trucker can't win, but everybody else wants to bite off of the trucker per se. You know what I mean? It's like a fight, and a lot of owner ops know what I'm talking about, and some company drivers know what I'm talking about too. You know, everybody wants to nickel and dime us as a trucker, you know, because I guess we're the ones making all the money. You know, you got these services like, you know, tax services, or like, hey, let me, you know, the dealer's taxing you, you know, got the DOT bothering you, you got police bothering you, you got shippers and receivers and brokers, and, you know, and the list goes on, you know. And the driver gets the last piece after everyone gets theirs. Exactly. Luke Royal Robo. I don't know how to say it, brother, but Luke's absolutely right, and that's how I've been feeling, honestly. And so I told myself, you know, if I apply myself in maybe that kind of capacity, how can I possibly lose? You know, and maybe I'm just seeing this in a different kind of light, you know, because I don't know any better, you know, or ignorance is bliss, you know, like, you know, when you first start trucking, you know, everybody can tell you like, hey, you just become a truck driver, you're gonna make a lot of money. You get in there and it's like, yeah, you can if everything's right, you know. And hey, be an owner op, you're gonna make a lot of money. Yeah, if everything's right, you know. So maybe I'm new to the game per se, you know, and I think, you know, there's no way of losing per se, you know, being a mobile mechanic, or you know, being a mechanic in general in the diesel community. But I think you can obviously still fuck up. Sorry about that, folks. I had my dad calling me, and he wasn't gonna stop calling. But anyways, let's see. Read the comments here. Nuker Dog. As a mobile mechanic, when the customer calls, you're there in a bad urgent situation, so you have all the power in setting a price. And you're absolutely right, you know, because there's times when I had my truck, you know, sitting at a road per se, you know, or in the middle of the night, or in the middle of the day, you know, and that truck could be so close to delivering this load, and you know that, hey, if you can get the mobile mechanic out here in the next 2 hours, the guy, you know, fixes whatever, that truck can deliver the load before the end of the day. You know, you don't have your truck sitting, you know, whether you see that as an owner op, you know, DM, as a driver manager, your company is going to pay for literally any price given, you know, ultimately, you know, because the last thing that you want to do really is call a tow truck, because a tow truck is typically more expensive than doing a roadside assistance. Especially, I think that's the other thing that I want to remember too, is that you're gonna know, as an experienced fleet owner or owner per se, you're gonna know when to kind of call the situation, especially if you know what the problem is with your truck. You're gonna be calling for roadside versus towing. Um, if it's obviously catastrophic failure, it's be cheaper to get a tow truck than to have a roadside. A lot of times roadside guys won't even do like anything major, like change a radiator. I mean, a lot of guys do, but I mean, like maybe do an overhaul on the side of the road or anything like that. Um, and we got Island Wade. I have a '03 Century 12.7, and parking it was the best thing I could have done in my opinion. Like you said, everyone made it money, but me it seemed like, are you selling the trailer? C. Gonzalez. If you're talking about the dry van, I got rid of it as well. Same with a DOT shutdown repair, you want it done ASAP, no matter what the cost. And truly, that's what it is, in the trucking community, because every second that that truck is not moving, like they say, wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. So when the DOT shuts you down, for putting you out of service for an air leak or the simplest shit, and you don't have access to walk down the street to get a part, a lot of times you get put out of service in the middle of nowhere, and you're calling up everybody and their mother to try to, come work on your truck, and the guy says, hey, it's going to be $300 for just me coming out there. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is, right? Got 37 people in here. Go ahead and mash that like button, mash the subscribe button. Drop it down below. Let us know what you think of the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on this new journey that we're going to be talking about. All right. We have here Marcus Rosa. I've been praying for you, brother. Appreciate it. You inspire me a lot. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for letting me inspire you. Thanks for watching, honestly, because without you guys, it would just be me talking to this screen here, right? So thanks for keeping company and watching these lights. But that's what I've decided, to be a mobile mechanic. And so I started researching, like, who am I going to work for? Because I got to get my feet wet. I'm not just going to go and buy a truck right away. I gotta know what I'm stepping myself into. Am I even going to like this thing? And am I going to even like this thing? Because honestly, I might be wasting my time. It goes back to saying, wasting your time and stepping on the ladder. But I found somebody. I made a connection. Actually, I made two. I made another one today, which I was pretty happy about. It made me feel pretty good today, like with the whole everything going on. So I just felt like coming on the tube. I felt pretty good after this connection was made. Essentially, there's this guy. I'm going to be going out to Kansas, and there's this guy that he's going to be kind of showing me the ropes, business-wise, and I'm just going to work. I told him, hey, like, I'm going to work my ass off. I don't care. Whatever time you got to call me in the middle of the night or weekends, whatever, I'm going to be there, like, and doing whatever. I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'm going to earn my stripes. I'm going to do whatever needs to be done, And, yeah, like, do I know he's probably going to make a lot of money off of me? Of course, probably is. But that doesn't matter because, I'll get mines later, There's no, and a lot of people, when they start off, even truckers, starting off, a lot of people can't do that, A lot of people can't, there's guys that hit me up off of YouTube, like said, hey, I have no experience, I never driven a truck, this, that, the third, but I want to buy a truck, and never even like driven a truck, they're like, and I'm like, ask them why do you want to do it? Because I don't want to work for the man. I'm like, working for the man is has nothing to do. You know, you got to get your experience. You got to know what the hell you're stepping into. There's plenty of men to work for that are decent, that are not gonna. I guess a lot of people do come from different kinds of fields and jobs where, like, you know, you're working for the man that's like a fucking dickhead, you know, or just like, you know, a complete jerk of a boss, and you don't ever want to work for somebody, you know. And you hear about trucking and that you could be your own boss, and that's where. So, but you know, I'm gonna get my experience, and you guys are gonna follow me along the journey. I'll be going out to Kansas and doing some roadside repair. I'm thinking about getting like a camera mounted on my helmet, and you guys can possibly see like some of the repairs I do. Um, and from what I've been talking to with the guy, a lot of these repairs, I mean, they're really easy repairs. And I mean, you guys know. I mean, there's like, we got steering wheel drivers nowadays all over the place, you know. And something as simple as changing a bulb that you'll get called out for, or changing glad hands, or the simplest shit, folks. You know what I mean? Like something that like, or to tighten. This YouTube is crashing hard. Or tying a bolt because, you know, brake chamber is falling off or something of the sort, you know. Simple ass repairs, you know, that, or even like things that like could have been prevented, you know, if the driver did a walk around, you know. And I feel like this is the place to be right now, you know. And I looked on YouTube, there ain't really nobody on here like doing anything about like mobile mechanic or anything like that. So somebody asked here, Tango Tacker, why Kansas? Well, I made one of the connections in Kansas, and this guy has he has his little business of doing mobile repair, and I rather work with him, you know, knowing that the opportunity that I can get. And the opportunity is that, you know, he's going to tell me about how his business is running and everything, you know. You're not going to get that kind of, you know, always working for a smaller company or a person. I feel like you get a lot more experience in the way that work than working for like a company as huge as like TA or Pilot or Loves, you know. Not knocking them, saying that you're not going to make any money off of them, but I feel like you can make a lot of money working for a smaller company. I mean, the connection I made just today alone, right? Because I had to get, you know, this truck out of here. I called the towing company that I'm, you know, cool with around here because I, you know, operate out of here. And we were talking, and I had brought up, hey, you know, how are you guys doing on the mobile repair? You guys do that? He says, kind of, but not really, because, you know, guys don't want to work after 5 and this, that, the third. And that was the other connection. He was saying, you know, come back here and pretty much like, I'll give you work. He said, because nobody wants to work after 5 or in the weekends or at nighttime. And I'm like, I'll eat that shit up. Give it to me, you know? And so I was pretty happy with that, you know. I was pretty happy about that, you know. I wanted to, you know, that's why I kind of came on here and, you know, just making a small connection like that, you know, because I was kind of nervous, honestly, like thinking, I was like, okay, the plan is like, go to Kansas, get my experience, a month or two, and then go get a mobile repair truck and outfit it and start doing some repairs, right? And come back here to Ohio to do that. Well, I was nervous because I'm going to somebody that's already established and running their business, and then I go back and run my own show that's not established, and am I even going to be getting calls? You know, I was kind of nervous, but like just that little connection that somebody, you know, will kind of throw me scraps or whatever, you know, I think that's pretty good, because that's a start to getting your name out there. Just like in trucking, you know, when you first start off, you know, you're doing like the shittiest loads almost, you know, and once you got your reputation built up, you got customers, start building direct shippers, stuff like that, and they'll keep calling you, So I think that's the way we are heading, folks. Let's see. I'm just reading some comments here. We got Brandon. We got Marco De Rosa. Hey, my friend are interested to buy one of your trucks. Go ahead and hit me up. All right, on Facebook. You can contact me there, and I can talk more about whatever truck you're interested in. Brandon explains. Oh man, he's talking a lot right here. All right, but Charles Brandt, when you give your card where at, and so I can add it to the rest of my cards. Hey, appreciated that, Charles. Brandon, I just had a job end in the last month. I'm interested in huge change of career. I can tell you most jobs flat suck in most terms of work. It just sucks. You have to go with the flow as best as possible. It's important to find something you enjoy on some level, but it will most likely never be perfect. That is true. Mobile mechanic is not going to be perfect. When I get called out of bed at fucking 3 in the morning and it's snowing and it's raining and it's windy, that shit's going to suck for sure. And that's not going to be the perfect, but you got to live with that. I've been stuck in the call center hell, just having some peace and quiet without people badgering you nonstop from management to customers to everyone. Not sure that helps. Just wanted to share another story. Brandon explained, hey, thanks for explaining that story. That's fine. Copy that. Well, good luck, brother. Are you going to keep your shop up the road? No, I think I'm gonna be giving up the shop right now, just because I need to kill all my overhead right now. I need to make sure that I don't have any crazy bills, so I can just finish up paying any debt off that I have with the company, and just making sure I kind of just start off fresh, and I don't want to have this overhead of thinking like, oh, there's a repair shop, and I have my shop here that I have to kind of keep open, and I got to make sure I make this much money on top of child support and all this other jazz. So it's not a wise decision right now, especially when I don't know how much money I'm going to be making, to be keeping it open. So I'm not going to be doing that. I already moved most of my stuff to storage. Do you have an email? Email is going to be, if you're ready for it, Marcos De Rosa, info at cybertronenterprises.com for now, all right? And I'll probably put that in the comment section after the video. The great opportunity is there with all these new non-mechanical drivers now driving that don't know anything about the trucks, Walt Smith. And that is the point. That's the absolute point I'm trying to get at right now. Because I don't have Facebook, because it was a problem for my marriage in the past. And that's a great opportunity that you said at Walt Smith, because ultimately, driverless trucks are going to be coming, and more the trucks that come out is less and less like driver interaction. So that's kind of breeding more of a steering wheel holder per se, if you understand what I'm saying. Back in the day, the trucks, they didn't have all this fancy gizmo or gadgets, on the trucks. They weren't automatic. A lot of them were manuals, and so you go from having to have like a high technical, what do you call it, skilled worker, to now having, you can put anybody in that seat ultimately, right? You can get a guy that's been working 9 to 5 at a desk job, and he can start driving trucks, right? Whereas back then, like, you had to have somebody that was trained, that's been doing it for a while, train somebody else, which is kind of what we still have. But like, the way I see the trucking industry going is that it's going to get less and less from that. You know what I mean? One actual question: did you have peace and quiet even on your crappier truck jobs you might have not want to run? I mean, you're gonna have, like, the best peace of quiet was driving at night. That was the best peace of quiet that I ever had, driving trucks. When everybody's fucking off the road, and literally there's like one or two, three trucks on the road, and you got some tunes on, and you're just driving. Like that is the best piece of quiet. Even like working at a bigger company, you're gonna have some kind of peace and quiet. But the problem is trucking is stressful, so it just depends how good and peace and quiet that's really gonna affect you. I don't know if that makes sense. What happened to Volvo? You was rebuilding Kyle's OG. That Volvo is right there. So we are gonna be unfortunately scrapping that. So that's just like that's a part of life. So fortunately, I never finished that project. So kind of sucks. It really does, because put a lot of time in that damn thing. But it's got to happen for the best, right? You can't just hold on to things that, especially if you're not going to have a future in, or it's just going to be holding you back. That's smart. You don't need anyone using the hard work that you put in against you to profit, and use any emotional ties that you have as leverage against you. There you go, DL. And they had no cell phones. If you don't mind working in the sun, bad weather all day, going home dirty and greasy, unpaid labor for impossible troubleshooting, go for it. For impossible troubleshooting. Oh, for impossible troubleshooting, go for it. Gotcha. JMac 2050. Hey, JMac, did you do this? Just having a question out there. Did you, do any mobile mechanic, anything like that? Exactly. More and more drivers will have no CDL experience at all. I don't see owner ops going away, even the driverless truck, too much freight. I don't see going away. I don't. I just think Gerald Warren, I just found your channel and you're leaving trucking. Dang. Hey, sorry that you just now finding the channel. But yeah, I don't think the owner ops are going to be going away. In fact, I think you're going to be seeing different kinds of owner ops, the kind of owner ops that never driven a truck, are going to be owning these trucks. That's like which we have now, right? We have now, obviously in the industry, we have people that own the trucks, never driven a truck in their life, Obviously in legislation, you have people that making laws about trucking that never driven a truck or even probably been in a truck, honestly. And I think as time progresses and we go into like these driverless trucks, there's going to be more of those, more and more investors per se. And you're still going to have the one or two owner ops that, if they've been doing it from since back when, and they're still in the game, you're still going to have those, yeah. I don't think driverless is going to happen nearly as fast as people think. Government isn't going to approve as fast when they crash and run people over. Driverless trucks, they can't get the GPS right. You goddamn right about that. Machines have to be 100% perfect. It's a different standard than human drivers. Yep. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like maybe in, I don't know, 20 years. I think probably 20 years or something. That's when you probably start seeing them, or maybe even 15 or 10, to be honest. Time goes by fast, Marcos De Rosa, don't. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I took up your time, went over my little 30-minute limit that I usually do. One last time, we got 42 people in the building. On your way out the door, don't forget, mash the like button or mash the dislike button. Drop a comment down below, and don't forget to mash that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified when we go live, and you catch live feed and ask any questions that you're thinking about, all right? I've already been looking at, what do you call it? I've already been looking at the service truck that I've been thinking about getting, all right? And you're gonna see only the people on the SoCal Trucker Gang group on Facebook, all right? SoCal Trucker Gang group on Facebook is gonna get to see the first get to see it first before it comes out on my channel of what truck I've been keeping my eyes out on what truck I'm gonna get to be a service truck. All right, so don't forget to check it out there. Um, to get out there and on that group, on the SoCal Trucker Gang group, and check that out, right? And then eventually I'll share it on here or whatnot. Good luck. Get busy living out there in Kansas. Um, hey, if anybody's in Wichita, that's where I'm about to be in the next like month. All right, so Wichita, Kansas. All right. Shut up. I quit that shit 2 years ago. Not worth it. Too much cost, too much regulations. I'll keep you in my prayers and can't wait for your new chapter in life begin. I definitely watching, following. Be safe and have a blessed day. Hey, everybody, you know how it goes. You're gonna be getting busy living or you're gonna get busy dying. It's your boy Hamlet. Check y'all later. Appreciate